then in 1895, the Lumiere brothers, emissary, came to Palwa Bandar. You know, Palwa is gateway of India. He was actually to go to Australia. He what you call deboarded here in Mumbai city and showed his first film, that is not his, Lumiere brothers films, at Watson Hotel at Kalagoda. And this advertisement was published in Times of India, which is often used, 7 films on 7th July 1896, though in Paris, which is also called India Saloon, where the films were shown, 1895. Just after 1 year, Mumbai city had the privilege of watching these films. It was raining because July, month of July. And that time, I think Dada Save, who made first newsreels and Malabar Hill and that garden, was present. So this Mumbai city was preferred choice for setting up studios, etc., because it was a natural port. Mumbai being natural port had connection with the world. So this became, and then many mills and factories were set up in Mumbai. So it was a commercial capital already. Many cinema houses came up here in this city, also studios. Now, first studio I visited and did some study is completely different at Dadar, where Dadasaheb Phalke had shot his first film, which was 1913. That print is not available now. What we have in the archive is 1917, Raja Harishchandra. Mathura Das Bhavan is Dadar. On the road now it is known as Dadasaheb Phalke Road, main road. You know. So that place I saw and some years back, and located that place. Nobody knows about it because it was more than 110 years, almost 110 years history. So history starts from there. The first film before Raja Harishchandra was the Pundlik. Pundlik was shown in 1912 in the same cinema house where then it was on Harkishan Das Hospital, you know, Pratna Samaj Road, at that place. So all these things are interconnected. You cannot separate studios out of all this network. This is how I look at history. In 1931, the first talkie came in, and that was Imperial Film Company's Alamara. Now, Imperial Film Company studio, at around that time, there were many other studios which were now converting into talkie sound. The advent of sound was 30s. Before that, there were silent studios. Their infrastructure was different. The Sagar studio, for example, it was now Filmistan. So these silent studios were all over, but not so many. So their history starts from, I think, 1920s. 1920s, the studios came up because it was necessary to shoot in a proper environment. For example, silent films were shot at Kennedy Bridge now, Grant Road, Nana Chowk, that area had some clustering. Then Ranjit Film Company, before that it was a Kohinoor Film Company in Dadar. Kohinoor was silent film producer. I think Kohinoor was the major studio, I can say. History starts from there, that major, like Hollywood, it's assembly line production, you know, like any other Hollywood studio. So Kohinoor, from there Kohinoor became Ranjit, not exactly becoming, but Chandulal Shah set up with Gohar Banu, his wife, Gohar Banu Mamajiwala. 1930s, the Kohinoor Film Company and then Ranjit Film Company. But Kohinoor was, I think, was quite a major studio as such, because Phalke then moved to Nasik after the first film, and then he had studio in Nasik, which also I visited. But Mumbai, I think Kohinoor was the major studio, I can say, 30s, yeah. 1930s and 40s, there were many films. For example, Bombay Talkies in Malad was established in 1934. 1934, when Devika Rani and Himanshu Rai came, they wanted to set up big studio in Mumbai city. So F.P. Dinshaw, they were actually eager to set up in Chembur on the eastern side of the city. But then Dinshaw said that I have some estate in Malad, a bungalow. So he invited them to have a look at that, and then they preferred that. That area is still called Bombay Talkies. Bombay Talkies ka history, I think it was Asia's best studios, and of course India's. Bombay Talkies studio was equipped, I think, very well by, they had a processing lab, they have design department, they had well-equipped studios, they had preview theater, they had everything possible inside the studio in one. And even if you see at the relics today, you can imagine what glory that studio had. It existed only for 20 years. I think by 1954 the story was over. But all these Kangan, Bandhan, all these great films are still being run. There were also Gandhian impact at that time. Achyut Kanai's untouchability, so this subject was explored as far back as 1934. Second World War was knocking the door. It started 1939, and then Gandhian independent movement was picking up around that time. So it was very exciting time when that was a golden time. 1940s was great time. All these film studios were producing milestone film in terms of particularly music. No film celebrates silver jubilee or golden jubilee. There is no golden jubilee star. Rajendra Kumar was golden jubilee star, no, or silver jubilee, whatever. Dilip Kumar. So all this star system collapsed. So these are very complicated reasons why studios, and they have better prices for real estate. For prime localities like Dadar and Bandra and Malad, now Malad is a prime locality. Goregaon is a prime locality, not at that time. Now, many films started being shot outside in private bungalows, open doors. Many films were shot, they were not hiring studios at that time, because they wanted natural environment and all that. So that studio income also went on decreasing. Cinema houses now, from analog to digital, it impacted a lot. Substantial impact from analog to digital. Digital can be shot anywhere. You don't need big studios. Of course, studios such as Filmistan or Mehboob, their number of floors is decreased. Is now not so many floors are active. In Mehboob, if you go, maybe 1 or 2 floors. And there are many other films are being shot, advertising film, the OTT platform film. But how remunerative they are, I don't know.